This video is part of our live training to get started with using detox water diet and recipes for belly fat loss and lose significant weight.
First of all, I want to welcome you to this new format. We're going to try this out a little bit more convenient for you and easy, hopefully, to get on. We'll see how it goes. At any rate, I'm so happy to have you, my subscribers, my followers, the people who you're really interested in taking care of yourself, your health, knowing what it takes to live a long life without worry about disease. And fat is not necessarily a disease, but it can lead to disease. And that's very important to understand. So we're going to cover a lot of different things tonight. So get ready. And as always, at the end, I have a special announcement, something that I'm offering that is a special that's coming up. Love to have you stay on that and find out what that's all about. So in the meantime, let's get into our training for tonight. Studies show that most of us have between 400 to 800 chemical residues stored in our body. Where are they stored? In our fat cells. So of course, no wonder diet plans don't work, because you're concerned about just getting rid of the fat. But looking at it from my perspective, I've been in this for alternative medicine for 35 years, and I have seen many, many diseases come through my clinic, and I still work with people internationally all around with different issues. And when they tell me, hey, I just want to get rid of the fat, I want to get rid of the weight that has come on over the years, I'm like, well, you have to understand that it's really chemicals being stored in that fat. And when you get rid of that, you will get rid of it, but you're also going to feel like $1,000,000. And that's really what I want for you guys. So let's get rid of the belly fat and understand the really big picture about what is belly fat. So first of all, we're going to talk about the 8 tips for controlling sugar cravings, because sugar and all the issues that come with sugar put on weight. We all know that, but then how do you grab a hold of the sugar craving monster, right? Then we're also going to talk about best diet detox menu plan. We're also going to talk about how to get rid of the belly fat. The best diet detox plan really is liver cleansing. I mean, you guys know I'm all about detox and cleansing, and there's a reason, because it works, because it gives you the ability to rebuild your body so that you don't have the weight issue or any disease issue. That's the whole big picture here. And so the next best thing we're also going to talk about tonight and train you is the colon cleansing. So, I go over this and over this and over this because you need to hear and understand it. And I always come at it from a little bit different angle, so that it gives you a different perspective and a better understanding. Oh, it's all about empowerment, my friends. I want to empower you. And this is all part of the training. And then the last part, we're going to talk about the top herbs and supplements for weight loss. So I always include that in resources for you guys to make sure that you have the understanding of what can you take that would help, and what are the foods, what are the therapies. So we'll get into all that. All right, so let's get into it. First of all, diet actually means habitual nourishment. Habitual nourishment. So nourishment, okay, let's think about this a minute. Nourishment is a sense of being cared for, right? It promotes life and health. You think about children and how we nourish them, okay? And that's really what we're looking at here. It gets you focused on the food as being a part of a support that will help your well-being. Okay, so that change in your mind, that it's a habitual nourishment, gives you a little bit softer tone. It's not like, oh, diet, and then you have all the issues that come up with diet, right? The focus is using the food as tool or a method to get your body stronger, and of course you will lose weight. But the word diet is so restrictive, and eating only certain foods, whether it's low fat, low carb, drinking more veggie juice, can cause more harm than good in the long run. So let's change our hat around on this and add more foods that could give your body the tools it needs to lose weight in a healthy way, plus eliminate the big culprit, which is sugar craving. So that's really what we want to get into. Step 1 is the sugar craving solutions. What in the world are you going to do? Well, let's get to the root. Emotional eating is truly a big issue. Okay, so what causes you to start eating, especially sweets? And I really relate to this because I love dark chocolate, always have. Give me a chocolate chip cookie or a dark chocolate bar or anything with dark chocolate. But I noticed that as I was growing up, it was always because I was craving something else. And as an adult and becoming a naturopath and then having my clinic, I saw, oh man, I'm having some other issues here that is causing me to reach for that quick sugar fix. So stress factors that will cause the sugar craving to be worse is going to bed late. So many people go to bed 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that really causes irregularity in your circadian rhythm. So you need to understand that going to bed that late is really not a good thing. And so many people say, well, I'm a night owl and I need to do all these different things, and I can't sleep if I go lay in bed. Well, I understand that. There are people who definitely go to bed later than that and than others, and that's okay if you're not having any cravings, any issues with your weight, any disease issues, any chronic pain, right? So pay attention to that. And how would you change that? It's just a matter of going to bed a little bit earlier than normal and just work on that. Other stress factors would be eating irregular meals. So many people are on this quick grab and go kind of schedule, which is horrible for your program, for your health overall. Eating 3 meals a day at the same time every day, it's that simple, people. It really does make that much a difference, because again, if you don't, your body never knows and never is in that mode of digestion. And so if you're eating irregular meals, your body is like, wow, I'm not sure when the food is going to come. And then when it comes, it's like, okay, I got to digest this food real quick. And your body likes habit. So good habits makes a strong body, which means that your weight will stabilize and be where it should be. So it really makes that much difference. So again, a lot of people go to bed late and they get up in the morning, don't like to have breakfast. I get that. We're going to talk about some things that you can do for that. And the reason I emphasize that, because I have a daughter, I have 3 children, and my middle, or my youngest is like that, and my middle and my oldest children tend to go to bed a little earlier and get up. But she really has struggled with going to bed late and eating irregular meals. But she's learned, she's now 28, she's learned to be more consistent. And as she is more consistent, she is really reaping the benefits from that. So it's been good. Okay, lack of exercise, of course, that is a type of stress factor, because exercise gets rid of the issues that we're going through day to day and helps to get, so I'm not talking about exercise just for the form of movement, but to release some of the issues that we are going through emotionally day to day. So just walking is great, because that's a time where you could just let go of some of those stresses in your life. And then not enough R&R time, so rest and relaxation time is very, very important. And when you're not having enough of that, your body then is in a stress mode, and then it causes a lot of other problems in an imbalance, right? Okay, so caused by, all right, so what causes these emotional stress factors? Well, work and financial worries, having a new move, a new job, death in the family, trauma, like a car accident, some kind of injury. Those are the big ones. There's a long list, but those are the big ones, right? And then the biggest factors really, though, are the emotional ones, right? So those other ones are the physical things that happen, or just life circumstances. Things happen. It's when they build up, and then you just can't take it anymore, and you keep reaching for that sugar. So the biggest factors, though, really, is if you have an unhappy relationship. Now, when I had my clinic and I had people come in to my clinic, and they were frustrated because they didn't have a happy marriage, and they had family, children that were causing problems in the family, or they had just, everybody has family issues or relationship issues with their marriage. It just is. I mean, that's human nature, right? Well, when it gets to, again, where you're really, really unhappy and not taking care of yourself, it will cause imbalance in your body. And that's when you start using food as an emotional release, because you're not really going to the deep root of what's happening. So that's a big factor. Another one is where you're really, really dissatisfied with your work. You're spending, 8 hours a day at least working at your job, and you're just not happy. You do it because you have to pay bills, but when you're really, really dissatisfied, it causes an imbalance. And there's lots of different things you could do to change that. I'm just saying these are the factors that you need to be aware of. So, I'm going to give you practical tools and strategies and tips tonight of what you can do, but you have to be aware that these need to be addressed as well. So the other one that's a huge factor is unresolved emotional issues. So let's say you got somebody that you in a relationship with and they made you angry. That's typical, right? But when you hold on to that anger and then you notice it comes out in other aspects of your life on people who don't deserve it, or just in strange situations. You're at the grocery store and you're getting mad because you're on the checkout line too long because the guy's taking too long to check out. Well, that's normal, right? It's normal. But yet you get really, really angry. Okay, that means not that you're angry because of that particular situation, but other things that have not been resolved in your life. Same goes for bitterness, grief, shame, fear, the list goes on. When there's unresolved emotional issues, I encourage you, my friends, highly encourage you, go find somebody to coach you through it, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a life coach, whether it's somebody at church, a minister, pastor, elder, somebody you respect. I've done it all. I went through all this, and you'll hear more about my story in a bit, but I went looking for the help because I didn't like feeling angry and bitter. Those were my big issues. And then I had fear as well. I probably had all these. Now that I look at the list, I had them all: anger, bitterness, grief, shame, fear, and then some. And I was in my early 30s. So it definitely is something that you need to look at and understand that if you don't resolve it, you're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on food and supplements. But if you deal with the root issues, guess what? It gets resolved. Here are the biggest symptoms, what happens when you don't resolve it. Weight gain, which is what this training is all about, right? Lots and lots of weight gain comes on, get aches and pains, diarrhea and constipation, dizziness, chest pain, rapid heartbeat. You're worried about something and the anxiety starts building up and you got that rapid heartbeat going on. Loss of sex drive really affects relationships. That becomes a big mess. Frequent colds, your immune system goes down. Memory problems, short-term, long-term, starts to come in. We did a training about dementia and Alzheimer's about that. And then you start eating more. And then the other things come in: the anxiety, depression, moodiness, irritability, feeling of overwhelmed, or feeling lonely. Okay, and then all these things are combined and cause problems in your body, where you're craving the sugar. So it just becomes like a roller coaster. So what in the world do you do? All right, and we're going to talk about the weight. And I understand we want to talk about that, but I want to make sure that you understand also it's not just about the weight, it's your overall health. Okay, we don't want all those other symptoms that we just talked about. So my 3-step formula, which I teach, I will teach this from now till forever, is to rebuild your body's immune system. You want to release the toxins, and you want to rebalance your body. Okay, and that's emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. So we're going to rebuild by talking about the foods, the right foods, and how to get it into you and what you could do. And then we're going to talk about releasing the toxins a little bit, and then what can you do to rebalance. So just as an overview, because I teach this all the time, but understand that take these 3 words: rebuild, release, rebalance, put them up on your fridge, put them on your mirror, and you say, okay, every single day, what do I need to do to rebuild my body? Because when you rebuild and your system gets stronger, especially the immune system, again, the fat goes. It just says, hey, I don't need to stay around. The fat is there to protect you. It is there as a survival mechanism, and yet it also stores toxins. So when you rebuild your body and your immune system gets so strong, then the toxins are released, the fat goes, you feel better. That's how it works. That's basic A&P.